Hello and welcome to the Library Connection. I'm Summer Newman Ernest. Joining me today, I have the co-directors of the Sylacauga Community Playhouse, Mr. Dan Nixon and Miss Sherry Vickers. We actually had Dan on, and Sherry's been on as well, so it's good to see you back. But a lot has happened, especially Dan, since the last time I had you on, talking about the revitalization, the rebirth of the Sylacauga Community Playhouse. And of course, we want to get to the upcoming production, which is the reason you're here today. But just a little reminder of where you're from, background information, and then we'll get to Sherry as well.
Okay, well, I grew up obviously in Childersburg, Sylacauga area. I moved away when I was about 18, 19 years old to college, and recently moved back about a year and a half ago. And Sherry and I have been doing some stuff with the Playhouse and start igniting this season, and we haven't stopped. This has been a huge season for us, and we got a lot of great things coming up in 2016 as well.
You do. I know you guys have hit the ground running, and I know that we're so fortunate to have you back in town because you do have a background with theater and this kind of thing. Tell us just a little bit about that.
Sure. I obviously grew up doing the Sylacauga Community Playhouse, and Sherry was one of the directors. I started with The Wizard of Oz, and when they were doing the adult version of The Odd Couple, and started being involved with the Sylacauga Community Playhouse at that time. As a kid, there wasn't a whole lot for me to be involved with. I wasn't sports and that type of thing, but I loved theater. I loved acting and singing. So I learned about the Sylacauga Community Playhouse. It was an opportunity for me to use those skills and those gifts and those talents in that aspect. And so growing up, I went into the University of Montevallo, which I really focused on acting and directing. And from there did commercials and a little bit of film and some background things, and then served with CYT, which is Christian Youth Theater in California, and served on their board and have directed many shows, acted in a lot of productions and that type of thing as well. And so it's great to be back and to be involved in a community theater again.
Well, we're so excited to have you back, and your experience, professionalism, and the enthusiasm that you bring really shows. And of course, Sherry is no stranger to this community. Everybody knows Sherry. You've got a lot of jobs, a lot of hats you wear, and I know the last time you were on Library Connection, you were talking about, I guess, what is your real job, which is?
The Maxie Veazey Senior Center, Director of Senior Services and Activities, yes, at the Senior Center. We have a lot of fun there.
And then somehow you've managed to fit in the Sylacauga Community Playhouse, which I know has been a passion of yours for a long time. When did you get started with it?
Back in 80s, about 1981. My 36-year-old son was a 2-year-old and got started in the theater then with Lois Fields and Maxie Veazey and Beth Yates and Dolly Roberts. Right? I know a lot of people recognize those names.
Of course. They're legends here in town and have done so many wonderful things for the city, and especially when it comes to arts. And so I remember as a child participating in productions, and you were right there in the mix. So not only did you do productions yourself, but you helped out with the children's productions, which
directed a few, wrote a few, and had lots of children, including two of them right here on this set.
Yeah, so you left a lasting impression because we definitely came back and we're excited to do so. Well, and I know beyond being directors that you guys have been so busy just putting together all of these different productions. Before, when we were on the show, this was before I think any of the productions, so tell us a little bit about the past two things that you've done, spring and summer.
Well, we started this season with a banquet, a reunion banquet of bringing back everybody that had been involved and wanted to be involved in community theater. And we came out of that and did our first production of the season, which was Too Soon for Daisies, which was a comedy, and had a lot of fun with that, made a really big impact in our community, and so that was really great. After that, we came through with a children's production, a student production, which happened this summer, which was The Little Mermaid, the musical.
And I know that that was a big undertaking. I was a little bit a part of it with my son in it. And I just continue to hear people who were overwhelmed by how wonderful the program, the production was, that they compared it to the Shakespeare Festival production. And some people said it was just as good, and that's with professional actors. What are sort of the behind the scenes of how that thing came onto the stage? Because some people just showed up and didn't realize all of the hours that you put into it as well as the cast.
Well, originally when we picked The Little Mermaid, I remember Dan and I discussing what show to do, and he was trying to find out what Shakespeare Festival was going to do before we did it, and their schedule wasn't out yet. So we went ahead and ordered it and had it ready, and then right after we already had it all set, we found out that they were doing it also. So It was kind of a happy accident in a way, because
Sure.
it got people looking both ways. The ones that couldn't go to the Shakespeare Festival came to this one. And so, it took a lot of planning, a lot of auditions, and a lot of people showed up.
A lot
of people showed up.
How large was the cast did it end up being? And this is ages 5 to 18 and 19, right?
Yeah.
Right. We probably had 40-something people that were a part of the
46,
cast.
yeah.
Right.
40 to 50, closer to 50
Yeah.
people that were part of the cast, and then a production team on top of that. There were 100 people involved with the production, from set designers to backstage hands to people that were doing ushering, greeting. We had over 100 people to make the production happen. And it was really great. We did auditions, and following auditions, we had rehearsals 3 days a week. And as we moved closer to production time, it went to 4 to 5 days a week that we were doing rehearsal times, from dance to vocals to putting all the pieces together, and really had a great time. We ran the show, and each show was pretty much a sold out production. It was packed. We had a great attendance. And I think if we would have continued it for a couple of more weeks, we would have seen the same thing happen.
I agree.
So,
Well, and you know that it's a good show when you see that the crowds just get larger and larger for each one as the word of mouth spread, that it was something that you didn't want to miss. It was wonderful for the whole family. And what was so exciting to me is how so many people in the community came together, that it's not just the people up on stage, like you said, and all of these are volunteers who spent pretty
Yes.
much their entire summer devoted to making this production such a huge success. And I know, Sherry, you said something when you talked about the educational aspect and how important I think it is that these kids were doing this as opposed to
Playing video games. They spent 3 days a week, and then all those hours with us, not watching TV,
right.
not playing a video game, but actually doing reading, using their imagination, which sometimes they don't do as much when you watch a lot of TV and video games. And meeting new people, that we had schools, all the schools, and
From the
private
whole
school
area.
systems, homeschooled kids, Chillsburg
city,
County,
right.
they were all there together, and they made some lasting friendships too. It was really nice to see.
Well, and I don't know anywhere else where you can get that experience that you're having. Vocal training, the choreography, the dance, the acting, as well as the social aspect. It was just a wonderful experience, and I look forward to each summer it building and getting more and more people involved. But of course, what we want to focus on today is the upcoming production, the Addams Family musical. And so I want you guys to give us a little information about it, times, dates, and of course the storyline, because everybody loves the Addams Family. It's similar to probably what they know, but things have gotten a little bit more mature, grown up a little bit, the kids anyway.
Yes, the general idea, the storyline, and a lot of people grew up watching the Addams Family, the black and white version, and then there were a couple of Addams Family movies that came out after that, and an Addams Family cartoon, I believe, as well. So the Addams Family has really impacted generations for a long period of time. And then Broadway began to produce this musical. And it was first produced on Broadway, and then they revised that to make that available for theaters to do. And the Addams Family follows the storyline of Wednesday. And Wednesday is getting to that point where she's growing up. She's no longer a child. She's no longer a teenager. She is a young adult. And she is facing that which a lot of children face, where you find true love and you're ready to get married. And so she is found someone that she is interested, ready to get married, and he is normal, and she is realizing that her family is a little abnormal, and it comes time for her to tell her dad. But she tells her dad, and of course, that dad experience, oh no, my little girl's growing up. And he has this whole song that he does with her about his little baby growing up and letting her go.
Right.
And it comes time for both of the families to meet. And you have one family from Ohio, the Benekes, and they are meeting the Addams. And so it is a lot of twists and turns and laughter. It's a comedy musical, so there is such fun and comedy that's mixed in with that. A lot of action, a lot of dance and music. The songs in here, all of the songs are incredible. And we have been gifted with an incredible cast. And you don't know until you open audition to start start working with people in the community. But all of our vocalists are incredible. They're coming to the table bringing their talents, their gifts, and I think it's going to be an incredible production that people don't want to miss.
Well, I'm a little partial to it, being a part of the cast, but I think that it's going to be wonderful as well. And I think that it's something that everybody can identify with. Everyone loves the Addams Family, but when you're talking about the storyline of meeting your future possible in-laws, most people have been there, can identify. We have some marital issues. There's the sweet and relationship between Wednesday and the father. And of course, there's lots of comedic relief, and mainly provided by this one here. Sherry, what's your role in the...
I'm grandmama. I'm grandmother. And you know, one of the things about the Addams Family, I think people will it's sort of surprised to me in a way, is that how relatable their family is to your own family in a abstract kind of way.
Of course.
But there's the brother-sister relationship, that hate-love relationship all of us with siblings have.
Sure.
There's the marital relationship. There's the grandma stuck in there, and we all know how grandmas can be, you know, because I'm one of them. So, you know, there's the grandma and how much she loves the children in her abstract kind of way. And, you know, and the father losing the daughter, getting married, all this, and bringing another family into your own family. It's very relatable. So the people who think they might not like the Addams Family will find it surprisingly touching, and comedic, but very touching.
Very
it's
touching as well.
Show in a comedic kind of way.
I know. Well, that's what's so funny is that you go from, you know, I'm laughing like crazy, and then there's sometimes I'm wanting to tear up.
I know.
That I think that it's just such a wonderful, the whole thing encompasses so many feelings and can be relatable, like you said, to so many people. Mm-hmm. And so how you got started, the tryouts, when were the tryouts, and how's the process begin to get this thing on stage? Because this is a huge undertaking. We're talking about a Broadway musical, and the people I've told, I said, you know, this is not a 1 hour little, you know, musical review kind of thing. We are talking about an actual Broadway musical.
And well, we came out of The Little Mermaid, and as soon as we came out of The Little Mermaid, we went right into auditions for the Addams Family, the musical, and that was the beginning of August. And we cast the show, and since then, we have done 3 to 4 days of rehearsal a week.
Right.
And so some of those are focused on dance, then vocals, then acting, and then putting all of the pieces together. And as we move closer into production time, it's 4 to 5 days a week that we are rehearsing. And we just have such a faithful, dedicated cast and crew of people that it's going to be good.
Well, and I'd love just to see, I mean, we're getting to the part where we're talking about makeup and costumes. There's so many things that are going into it. Uncle Fester, I mean, you're going to be amazed when you see these people on stage. It's so great, and I feel like every part, you know, is just perfectly cast, and everybody's really going to enjoy it. When you're talking about getting it onto the stage, there's so many things behind the scenes. The set, for instance. Who's in charge of that?
Kevin Whitman of Whitman Galleries. Kevin does an amazing job, and if you came to see Little Mermaid, even if you didn't and you want to come by and see some of the photographs or some of the video that we took of the set, it was absolutely amazing. Kevin does such a wonderful job. It doesn't just happen. I don't know. It's a lot of work.
Sure.
A lot of work, and the cast will help him, but mainly it's Kevin's concept,
his
vision of what the Addams Family house. You know, he has something to go on to, but he adds all those little extras that makes it more interesting, more textured, and realistic.
Right. Well, and before we go to a commercial break, let's go over the dates, the times, tickets, places, because I know everybody is interested and want to be there and not miss it.
Sure, and throughout town you may see one of these posters. These are our posters, the Addams Family posters, and this is an advertisement. On the poster, it lets you know to go to the website. So we want as many people that can go to the website to purchase their tickets there, and you can go to scplayhouse.com and just select the Addams Family, and it will tell you the show dates and the times of which to purchase that. The show opens on October 16th, that Friday night at 6:30. And then we have performances on Saturday at 2 and 6:30, and then Sunday at 2. And we're running this production actually 2 weekends for 2 weeks, and the very next week on Friday at the 23rd at 6:30, on Saturday at 2, and then again at 6:30 that evening. So you can go to the website to purchase tickets. You can see a cast member, or they can come by the McVeasy Senior Center and purchase tickets there from Sherry as well. And you can also call us at 256-208-5700. 877-688 and reserve your tickets for the show. But the tickets are on sale. They're selling fast.
They are. And I know the location is the B.B. Comer High School Auditorium, which is an amazing facility. It's top notch, and so I'm excited to have it there. And so when we come back from the commercial break, we're going to be joined by another cast member who is going to treat us today with her wonderfully talented voice. We'll be back in just a moment.
In Central Alabama, 9,100 kids face going to bed hungry tonight. Hunger doesn't take a day off. There are kids right here, right now, that don't know where they'll get their next meal. Join Alabama Childhood Food Solutions and help put an end to childhood hunger in Central Alabama. Make a difference. Donate today, by mail or online, to help ACFS feed hungry kids. There's no better time to share than now. Their next meal could come from you.
Any meal, anytime, it's a Huddle House on Highway 280. From the popular Huddle House signature waffle to our big house breakfast, including gravy and biscuit and loaded hash browns, it's a Huddle House. Try our Philly cheese steak omelet. It's a sure hit, too. Our big house sandwich combos include Huddle burger and country fried steak. And for lunch or dinner, it's the often requested chopped steak with mushroom gravy. Starting to get hungry? Head to the Huddle House. Our friendly and experienced team await you. Huddle House, Highway 280, any meal, anytime.
At Marble City Pharmacy, we're more than just a drugstore. Our gift shop boasts some of the most unique treasures you'll find anywhere. Come in and browse the vast selection of jewelry, purses, clothing accessories, and crafts. Let our friendly staff help you find that special card or gift for any occasion. Our dollar wall features selected sale items, and we stock a wide variety of specialty items. And if it is a drugstore you need, Marble City Pharmacy was named the 2015 McKesson National Pharmacy of the Year. Visit us today at Marble City Pharmacy.
Since 1935, the Collins family has been the automobile business in Sylacauga. Bobby and Anderson Collins carry on that tradition today at Stop and Shop Auto Sales. Select from late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. And our vehicles do not go on the lot until they are thoroughly inspected by our experienced mechanics. At Stop and Shop Auto Sales, we offer a 30-day warranty on all our inventory. Family owned and operated for 4 generations. Stop and Shop Auto Sales, 230 West 1st Street in Sylacauga.
Hello and welcome back to the Library Connection. I'm Summer Newman Ernest. Our previous half we were talking with Sherry Vickers and Dan Nixon, the co-directors of the Sylacauga Community Playhouse, and we are all very excited about the upcoming production of the Addams Family musical. And now we are going to be joined by another special guest, Miss Lauren Taunton. Many of you know her from this area and this community. She is actually playing Wednesday in the production, and she is going to sing one of the songs pulled from the Addams Family musical. So now welcome Miss Lauren Taunton.
I'm not known for being too amused. My demeanor's locked in one position. See my face, I'm enthused. Suddenly, however, I've been puzzled. Bunny rabbits make me want to cry. All my inhibitions have been muzzled, and I think I know why. I'm being pulled in a new direction, but I think I like it. I think I like it. I'm being pulled in a new direction. Through my painful pursuit, somehow birdies took root. All the things I've detested, impossibly cute. What do I do? Mother always said be kind to strangers, but she doesn't know what they destroy. I can feel the clear and present dangers when she learns that the boy has got me pulled in a new direction. But I think I like it. I think I like it. I'm being pulled in a new direction, and this feeling I know is impossible. So I'll confide that I tried, but I can't let it go. It's disgustingly true. Pulled, pulled, pulled. Puppy dogs with droopy faces, unicorns with dancing lights, sunrise in wide open spaces, Disney World, I'll go there twice. Butterflies and picnic lunches, bunches of chrysanthemums. afternoon banana splits. Angels watching as I sleep in Liberace's greatest hits. Have got me pulled in a new direction. If they keep insisting, I'll stop resisting. Just watch me pulled in a new direction. I should stay in the dark, not obey every spark. But the boy has a bite better far than his birth. And you bet all bites do. It's truly taboo. As I'm pulled in a new direction.
Wow. I challenge anybody to go to New York, to Broadway, any community playhouse, and find a more talented Wednesday. We are so fortunate to have Lauren back in the area, and she has been contributing to the Sylacauga Community Playhouse even through the Little Mermaid Junior. I know that she served as the choreographer. So not only is she talented vocally and as an actress, but in choreography as well. And so Lauren, just a little bit about your background, your family, education.
Sure. My parents are Brian and Laura Taunton. A lot of people probably know my dad. They pastor Christ Point Community Church. I graduated from Sylacauga High School. I've been in the community all my life. Went to Sanford University, majored in theater and dance there. And now I'm here working with the Playhouse.
Which we are so excited about. And how did your interest even begin in theater?
Well, I started out in dance as a small child, and I studied with Heather Adair and Gina Sumners at Dance Performing Arts. And Gina Sumners is actually our choreographer for the production. We are thrilled to have her. She is incredibly talented. But from there, when I was in high school, I didn't really discover my joy and love for theater until high school, and that was when I was involved in the French program. I know that sounds strange, but we would go every year. Miss Seaman would take us to French convention in Tuscaloosa, and we performed skits and music and in French, and so that's how I just discovered that. And I thought, well, I might enjoy it in English too. So, so I went on to Sanford, and
that is so great. Well, and I think that that's the importance of the Sylacauga Community Playhouse, because sometimes in a small town like Sylacauga, that children might not be, those talents might not get tapped into, and they didn't have opportunities like that. And I know that's one thing with the library, with the summer reading program, trying to bring in different theater groups and things that otherwise children might not even get to see. With the Community Playhouse, you guys have done a wonderful job, and I hope that we have some new Laurens that are rising up and deciding that that's their passion for life and their talent, and thankful that you have devoted so much of your time and efforts, and I know it's all volunteer, to do so. So your role as Wednesday might be a little different than those people watching Little Wednesday on the 1960s show. Tell me about her.
Well, I feel like in the show, you see her, she's very dark, she's very grim, she doesn't show any emotion, and the same is true for the play, but you see her kind of break through that, and it's really interesting to see how Lucas brings a different side of her.
And Lucas is her boyfriend, fiance, that Morticia does not know about, and so that creates a little drama between mother and daughter. So Lauren's actually my daughter in the play. And so let's talk about, you said Gina Sumners was the choreographer. I know that there's a lot of volunteers and people working with it. What are some of those people who have helped to get this onto stage?
Go ahead.
Janie Giddens is our music director, who's kind of been handling a lot of the music, but with her we have an incredible team, and we have Martez Tidwell, who is a great vocal coach, and Lakeisha Crocker, who is another great vocal coach, and the three of them together have really been working with our cast on the vocals, on notes, and arrangements, and that type of thing, and done an incredible job. And of course we have Gina, we've got Kevin that we mentioned earlier, who is our set designer for the production as well, and we have Lisa Woods, who is our costume coordinator, who is handling all of the costumes.
And there's a lot involved in that.
Yes, all of those aspects are done. We have a crew of ancestors and backstage hands. We have new people like a lady named Lori, who has just risen up, who said, I want to be involved. What can I do to help? And so we're seeing, even with each production, that more and more people are coming saying, let me do something, even if I work backstage, what can I do to be involved? So,
well, I know April Sargent, the co-director, that she was somebody that was so helpful with The Little Mermaid, because her children children were in it backstage, and now she is doing a great job assisting you.
Yes, and she's our assistant director for the production, handling a lot of administrative type of things and really managing backstage and what's going to happen between set changes and curtain closes and that type of thing. And she also performs in the production a little bit as well as one of the dancers.
Once again, everybody does a little bit of something.
Of everything,
there's not
absolutely.
just one role. And so
Yes.
let's go back over the times, the dates, ticket information, location, all of that for those who might have missed it earlier.
So all of the productions are at the Comer Auditorium, and you can get your tickets by going to scplayhouse.com, and you can purchase your tickets there, or you can see one of our cast members, or by calling the phone number 256-208-5768, and just let them know that you would like to reserve tickets for the show. And the show opens on Friday, October 16th, which is just a few days away. It's coming close. And that will be a 6:30 performance. That Saturday, which will be the 17th, is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then again at 6:30. And that Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. And then we're running it for 2 weekends. So the very next weekend, we have a Friday night performance. That's October 23rd at 6:30, Saturday at 2, and then at 6:30 as well.
So there's going to be multiple times that you can catch it, but you don't want to miss, and go ahead and get those tickets. And I know they can be purchased online or from a cast member. One way that I found with so many community activities is Facebook. And so I know you do have a Facebook page, correct?
Yes, we do. Sylacauga Community Playhouse.
Okay. And Lauren, y'all just did a little kind of promotional video, which I love. What was that?
Yes, it was Wednesdays Growing Up, the little promo video. We shot it in the graveyard over by CBS. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. And you had some younger Wednesdays and actually had the actual Gomez singing, which he has a beautiful voice.
He is so talented
as well.
So
Jake Skinner, yes.
Yes, Jake Skinner. And so you have the full cast. We had Sherry as the grandma. We have Uncle Fester, Patrick McDonald.
Yes.
Of course, Wednesday and Pugsley is his son,
Yes,
Sean, who has already performed in a previous children's The Little Mermaid this past
And
summer.
if you didn't know, Summer is playing Morticia in the production, so we're excited
She's
about
incredible.
that. Yes.
Somebody they said, how in the world has Dan gotten you not to smile? Because it's hard to, I don't know, somehow, I can just click into it, but I know it is difficult.
It is very difficult.
Yeah, and with it being a comedy, and that's what I tell people over and over, it's like I've heard these lines over and over, and I still die laughing every time because everybody is so funny, and it's one of those things like you don't even want to miss a line because every line is so clever. There's wit and sarcasm, and it's just
And this is a production where you laugh and you cry and you're moved and you leave the theater inspired.
I agree. I completely agree. I think that it has a wonderful message, and we talked about that from the beginning. I know that your inspiration is not only to entertain, but to educate and to actually have motivation here. And so that not everybody is normal. Obviously we know the Addams Family is a little different, but everybody's got their own craziness, and that's one of the songs I know that you sing. And so one special thing that I know you will be doing in between those weekends of performances is a school performance, right?
We will on that Thursday. Following the first set of performances, we'll have special performances for some of school productions, and we have Childersburg, Winterboro, B.B. Comer, and we have Sylacauga High that are coming to that.
And Fayetteville as well, right?
And Fayetteville that are all coming to that production. So we're doing a special showcase of the production for the students.
That's so great, especially for those who might not be able to get to see the full thing, that they'll get a little taste of it, and maybe it'll make them want to come and see it that next weekend. Well, we just appreciate all the work that y'all have done in the community, and Sherry Vickers. Excited because I know there'll be upcoming productions. Do you want to quickly mention any of those?
Sure. In the wintertime, we will have a winter camp for students, which is a mini 7-week camp that will be coming up, and we'll do a showcase after that. And then in January, we'll be holding audition for Still Magnolias.
Oh, wow.
And so that will be that will be happening in performances in April. And so those are scheduled. And following that, we will be having our Dolly Awards banquet. And then this summer, we'll be coming back with another children's production. So
lots of exciting things going on. Make sure that you go to www.scplayhouse for more information, and we hope to see you at the Addams Family Musical.